Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We got DJ Never here.
Yo, what up?
We got Jamie the Great.
Here.
And we have a special guest. Special guest.
Long awaited.
She's born and raised in Vegas. She's like up and coming DJ here in Vegas. I don't know. I've heard she's called the Princess of Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to hear more about this.
Sitting next to royalty.
Yeah. But this is like the future. You know, this is the future of DJs in Las Vegas. And we're very happy to have her here. Jazlyn Rich. Jazlyn Rich, what's good?
I'm so happy to be here.
You've been DJing what? How many? Like 5 years or so?
I've been DJing a little over 5 years.
A little over 5 years.
Yeah.
And you might be the youngest DJ we've had on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
You're like 25?
I'm 25.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I have a rule.
Here it comes.
So
No.
This is my rule is that I don't like bringing DJs under 30 on the podcast. Yeah.
I'm honored
to
be
wait.
here.
No. And there's a reason.
He'll tell you why. Go ahead.
There's a reason for it. It's just because I feel like there hasn't been enough like ups and downs.
You haven't gone through
Right.
anything. So what do you mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So like sometimes I'll be in the middle of like either a down or an up.
Right.
But then there's like no actual perspective on,
For sure.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
I do. Definitely.
But we wanted to bring you on because we actually want to have like an open conversation of actually what DJs like your age are kind of like struggling or going through.
For sure.
And how they're like what their approach is to like, the whole DJ career.
Right.
As well as, I want to talk about, this summer, and I want to talk about maybe what are the songs of the summer?
Yeah, definitely.
And then with your young perspective, like maybe you can put us some
new joints.
You can put us and our listeners onto some game or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But you came up with so this is great party in Vegas. It's an R&B like throwback party.
Yep.
And it's like it's called SimCity.
Yep.
And it's like huge. There's like 1,500 to 2,000 or maybe more that show up for this.
Yes.
Can you tell us about like how you guys connected and how you guys kind of blew up?
Yeah.
You guys, I remember you guys were already blowing up before the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah. So like, let me hear more about this.
For sure. So SimCity started back a few years before I actually hopped on with them, probably about a year and a half. And I originally linked up with DJ K&M and a few other DJs here. They were the ones to originally ask me if I wanted to do a party with Leverage and their promotions team.
What's Leverage now?
So Leverage is pretty much a group of fellas that throw SimCity. So
and they're pretty young too, right?
Right. So we're all around the same age, anywhere between early 20s to late 30s.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe not even late.
So
30s,
what did they start with, like college parties kind of, or like what was it?
So there used to be a venue, called CMXX. They used to be here in town. They were run by like Tinez, Tuesday Blend.
Oh yeah.
It's like a big open space.
Hippo aesthetic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout to Tinez.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to them
Wow.
and Tuesday Blend. And if we talk about my DJ career, we can get into that too. Like they put me on as well. But I was originally living in the Bay Area at the time. So I lived in San Francisco for about a little over a year. Mm-hmm. I was going to go to school out there. But I ended up just taking online classes, and that's when I first started dipping into the DJ stuff. And when I was out there, Leverage and another promotions team asked me if I wanted to do their party called After Dark. So Leverage Events essentially has a bunch of different parties underneath what they're doing now. So Leverage is the brand. All the parties like SimCity, After Dark come underneath that. Mm-hmm. And so I originally did After Dark with them, and they liked what I did. And then the next event I did with them was SimCity. And this was at the Hard Rock Live on the Strip. The first time I ever played on the Strip at all. I was probably a year into actually practicing DJing and, doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they liked it. And I ended up being one of their DJs for almost every SimCity from then to now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. What is it that you think they loved about your set, or just you, or your energy, or what is it that? Because it's somehow, I don't know, like you're the perfect face for SimCity. Mm-hmm. When I see like the recap videos, because it's like super young,
for
right?
sure.
It's like a bunch of like just like all these young 20 or early 20s. You know, I don't know, is it 18 and over some of the events or no?
Some of them are. Like, for instance, I have my own party as well that Leverage does help me with from time to time.
Yeah.
That's an 18 plus party.
What's it called?
Nostalgia. Yep. So we do like a bunch of pop throwbacks, like movie, TV anthems type of deal.
Movie, TV anthems?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what would you play?
Like all of that, Hannah Montana, Cheetah Girls, like a bunch of nostalgic energy, like Legally Blonde vibes, Mean Girl vibes, like that.
Oh shit!
Like mixed with
like all those soundtracks.
Yes, mixed with today's pop music.
Why is it that all of this music is like all this nostalgia music is popping right now? SimCity is a throwback party.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is the throwback party. After Dark, is that just ratchet trap music? And
so
twerk shit.
Yeah, pretty much ratchet house party.
BT After Dark.
Yeah. but would you say a majority of the music that you're dropping is throwbacks on that, or is it mostly new shit?
It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, nostalgia itself is themed for specifically throwbacks, but SimCity intertwines both. So
yeah, you got to throw it in a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No one's sticking to the script on anything.
Yeah, for sure. But
why is it that nostalgia's hitting? Is it the new music? Like everyone's saying, the new music's not as good as it is.
I would agree.
You would.
To be honest
So
with you.
even your generation, you see it, you hear
Definitely,
it.
yeah.
Right.
Well, and maybe it's just me and the way I was raised. Like my parents raised me on old R&B, hip hop, that type of vibe. And that's just kind of what I fell in love with originally when I started liking music. But as far as the nostalgia stuff, like I still listen to that stuff on my playlist every day because it makes me happy and I like it, But I definitely think that the newer music has taken a turn and I'm not sure which direction.
At what year you think the music started falling off for you
question.
kids?
Good question.
That is a great question.
What you think? Only never had coffee today?
I mean,
you think it's around when SimCity probably started, or when you started DJing, or did you see that prior or after, a little bit after?
I think there was a definite void in a year.
Yeah.
Like there was a last year of good music, but I'm curious to hear when that year was.
I don't know. I feel like maybe when the pandemic hit and a lot of people weren't coming out with, a lot of different newer sounds in that way. Because I feel like after that, I was just kind of like, stuck in, those past years. I didn't really know who was making music throughout that time because everybody was just so fulfilled on like not getting COVID and like being inside,
trying to survive.
Yeah, pretty much. But after that, when the club scene started, coming back, parties started coming back, it was like we were all still listening to R&B and like listening to those throwbacks, and that's just kind of where we were at.
Well, 2020 was a great year for new R&B.
Yes.
There was a lot. Yes. There was a lot of good danceable new R&B that was coming out in 2020.
Yeah.
But then 2021, 22, just like it went to shit.
Yeah.
It went really ratchet for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of.
So I think 2020 was a great year for R&B.
Because maybe all them guys did them songs in 2019.
And then
for
and
sure.
they dropped it in 2020. So that's why.
But I mean,
going into 2020, all the music's been like kind of not as good as it was before.
Yeah, but the R&B that came out 2020 was like stellar. Chris Brown, Young Thug, you had the new Usher, you had Her, you had like a bunch of like new shit that was coming out.
But I even think years prior to that, there was good R&B. It just, I guess R&B just killed hip hop that year.
I don't know if there was. There was like a good 1 or 2 years where there wasn't really anything.
I mean, like Kehlani was kind of like that new R&B pop sound that I feel like a lot of people in my
Pink
age.
Sweats.
But don't you think she like kind of it wasn't pop? We weren't playing any of her shit in the clubs.
Not in the clubs.
But now she's popping because there's like a nostalgia. There's like, you know what I mean?
A little vibe.
There's a little bit of a legacy to her now too.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like it's almost like with clothing brands, like kids like legacy brands. They like Champion, right? They like these legacy brands with like a history and a catalog, and then they just kind of like are like, oh, the shit is dope. Like,
we like it. Yeah,
we like all that shit, kind of. Yeah. But for hip hop, I think maybe the last years that were good were like
you've been saying since 2018.
2018.
He's like, this is the worst year of hip hop.
No, because 2019, I was like, this is pretty bad.
It was bad.
Because at least 2018, we had like Saweetie.
Is that when Drake dropped on
That's
Nights
18.
for What?
That's 18.
Yeah, 18.
Scorpio.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was 18.
But that was like the last year.
Yeah.
And that now when I look back at that, I'm like, that wasn't even that bad. That doesn't compare to like
that was good. You had like the City Girls twerk.
Yeah.
You had City Girls, you had Cardi B, you had J. Cole.
You had Migos.
The 18 was pretty good for albums too.
But at the time, we were kind of like, yo, this is not the greatest shit.
No.
We kept saying we felt like it was declining. As the years kept
And then
going.
19, it was bad. 19 is really bad.
But this got to be one of the worst years.
Oh, if
last
not
year
the
and this
worst.
year. No?
I think, no, this year I think is better than last year.
I think these past 3 years have been the worst. 21, 22, and 23.
So you think 23 is bad?
Yeah, horrible.
Well, last year we had Peppers, right? Was that last year or 2021?
That was 2021, man.
Well, shit.
And that's not hip hop.
Yeah, but at least I had one song that I could play in any room.
No, but you had Bad Bunny last year.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
He had a good album. But
I mean, 21 was Bad Bunny's year too.
Yeah.
I mean, 20, 21, and 22
Listen,
is Bad
22 only survived because everything from 21 carried over to 22.
Yeah. And then you can kind of say the same for this year. Like you can still play some of the Lotto shit from last year. A lot of the Drake from the.
No, I think this year's. I think I agree with Neva. I think this year's better than last year.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, because there's some bangers this year. Yeah. What's been working for you?
As far as
new music. Well, actually old. Let me what's your biggest three to five songs right now?
That
3 to
just
5 songs.
erupt the room.
Definite bangers.
Run It, Chris Brown. Anytime I play that,
Really?
The
Yeah.
remix of the radio.
anyone.
Is Joel Santana in it or no?
Well, you played the Jewel Santana.
I love the.
Sometimes I let it run to the Jewel Santana, but the little there's so many different songs, and maybe that's just me because I'm such a nostalgic girly. Like I literally love.
That's a primetime song for you.
Well, to be honest, I don't do a lot of primetime sets, and so I'm more of either opener or closing DJ.
Okay.
And so I haven't headlined a lot of big rooms before.
What's your favorite? Like opening or closing?
I like opening.
You do.
I do. And it gives me an opportunity to still play bangers, but bangers that people forget about, which I think kind of leads me into why I love the nostalgic feeling so much.
Yeah, because you get to dig and be like a little more creative.
Right. And you can play the songs that are still hits, but you know that the headliner's not going to be playing those because they're going to be playing the newer stuff. So it gives me an opportunity to kind of showcase myself in a different way.
Yeah.
But I know everyone says, opening, it can be tough sometimes. You're setting the vibe, like you got to have a kind of strategic way, especially depending on the events like SimCity and Nostalgia and different things like that. But I haven't really hit some big headlining rooms before. I'm hoping so. Like that's in
it's
the
definitely
future.
gonna come through.
Yeah, but
So what's the biggest room you've played in so far?
I mean, she plays some big rooms.
I
man.
have played big rooms before.
Like big crowds.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because SimCity is like what? How many people show up for that? Like it
depends
looks
on
like
where.
1,500 at least.
The Area 15 one looked like it was like the DMX.
Like, dude, these
Woodstock
That was,
shit. It
that
just
one was
like-
probably one of my favorite ones, to be honest with you. Like Area 15, I mean, I've played, Dre's main room before. I've played at Zook inside before.
Yeah, she's doing these big rooms. She's opening big rooms. So,
we did a party together. We did cuffing season.
Yep, at House of Blues.
House of Blues
Yep,
together.
that was the first time I met Jamie, and I told him straight up like, "Hi, I'm Jazz." Like in the back green room. I'm like, "I listen to your podcast." He's like, "What?"
I'm
No
like,
way.
you were your mom, right?
Yeah.
I was like, why? Like, are you listening to us?
Yep, I was with my mom, and if you see me, you'll see my mom everywhere.
Yeah, she's always with
Yeah,
her mom.
she comes with me everywhere.
do you really listen to this podcast?
I listen to this podcast.
And this was a year ago. We were opening up for John B.
Yep.
And John B.
Wow.
Yep. I listened. So before, I started actually diving into the DJing because I'm just now becoming a full-time DJ. I was working 9 to 5 at a marketing agency for the past couple of years.
Really?
Yes. So I was doing that and doing DJ gigs, but all I could think about was DJing when I'm there. And I would listen to your guys' podcast, like in the corner of my screen, like watching it while I'm doing other work, like trying to figure out, and just listen to the things that you guys are putting out there, because for a DJ like me, it is hard to find resources in Las Vegas in the nightlife industry because I'm young, like I don't have the opportunity or that many connections right now to be able to just call up and ask these types of questions.
I have a question. I've noticed this about like younger gen DJs. Like they don't really kind of band together.
Yeah.
Because
for
like
sure.
I think when we were coming up, we were just like, it was just so odd to be a DJ that when we met other DJs, we were just like,
Yo, that's
connected.
so cool.
we
Yeah.
just, well, first of all, we instantly kind of showed respect. to a certain degree because it was like, oh shit, you got into this stage.
Right.
So to get to this stage where we can like actually meet each other, it's already like, yo, I know
you're doing right.
I know you paid your dues somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
So then you kind of connect because you're also like the only like nerdy introverts who would like collect records and like dig and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like we would band together, we would meet up all the time, like afterwards and everything.
Right.
But I feel like your generation, you guys don't work together at all.
I can see that too, especially in Vegas. I think it's, I don't want to say
Competition.
In a sense, of course, you know, but at the same time, it's also like I don't carry myself with a big ego, even though I have done these big rooms. And I don't think it's the same for some other people. And I think that can make it hard to come together as a community. So I guess.
You know what I've learned about Vegas? Like everyone wants to be the one.
Right.
Well, that's
no one wants to be part of a movement.
When did you think this started?
That's LA as well.
Always.
LA is the same way.
That's not
same
LA.
way. Yes.
Is
Nobody. No, it's not you, bro. Trust me.
There's certain cities where like I just noticed in Vegas, like no one wants to be a part of a movement. They want to be the one.
It's true. I mean, there is a very big music community and DJ community that is not on the Strip that people don't see or are really open to. And like that's the downtowns, like all of the events and people that are DJing out there, I feel like are pretty supportive. And I can name a few of them like
no, there's a lot.
There's a bunch of like
name them. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, P-Dot.
Who would he support?
P-Dot, Andy Wops, Cricket, DJ Kelly J, like there's a bunch of people. Tim Tones, Nick Lopez,
like Wisdom.
The Wisdom, all like those guys are very band together
for sure.
But
B-Stang, right? All of them.
Yeah.
But the strip DJs are not band together,
right?
And Shred, right? Shout to Shred. Shred's been in the game a minute.
Yeah.
Those are all like those are all vets that have been around since we've been around.
Yeah.
And they know how to move.
Yeah.
Still,
But I think the new gen, I don't think they band together. I don't think they have that camaraderie.
I think the problem
of OG-ness to a younger person.
I think they're not going out as much.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I don't think that's what I always when I speak with the younger gen DJs, they're like, what do I need to do? I have no contacts, no one's helping me, and can you they're asking me advice for shit, and I'm like, yo, I can't give you if I gave you the advice for this shit, it would be like fucking 5 pages.
Just be like, go listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I'm like,
which is why I do.
Well, I don't even do that. I'm just like,
start from one and end right now.
I just ask them one question. I'm like, are you going out?
Yeah.
And they're usually like, no. And I'm like, well, why not?
Right.
Like, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go out and you got to support whatever DJ that you like. It could be any DJ.
Not even if you like him, just go support a DJ.
Just show face.
Right. Exactly.
Number one, you should just be going out and listening to even a bad DJ is going to show you some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I learn more from bad DJs than good DJs. You know what I'm saying?
That happened to me this weekend.
Yeah.
I went to go see a
You know
DJ.
why? Because bad DJs, they take chances and they play these songs that like they're like, oh shit, I never thought to play this song, and they would like this would work.
They give you ideas to do it better.
Yeah. But they're always
crash and burn for me to win.
And a good DJ's like, oh man, he's dope, but like I kind of like you can learn a lot from a great DJ too as well.
Yeah.
But like you guys are underestimating bad DJs.
Yeah.
And also it's the most entertaining thing
to
be with your boys like at the bar and just like just analyze and
But I feel like there's not
shit on every mix.
There's not too many bad DJs out there though.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
When you find one, it's like a unicorn.
Right.
When you find one, you're like, let's stay here for a little longer.
No, like I see what you're saying. You know what a bad DJ is like a predictable DJ now.
Yeah.
It's like a mid DJ.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because like they're just playing all the same
Everything
shit.
that you get here,
you already know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like and you
Here
just
it
kind
comes.
of like that's even worse. I'd rather hear a bad DJ because at least they're like, whoa, like.
You wasn't
Try
expecting
something
that.
new.
When a bad mix happens, you look at your boy like, did you catch that too? Like,
That's the thing about being a DJ and going now. It's like you can't unhear.
You can't unhear it,
anymore.
right?
Yeah, from that point.
We could be having the deepest conversation. If we hear something, we're just like, we
just
just
stop
all
it.
stop talking. We're like,
wait a minute. Did y'all hear that?
where's he going with this? And
then the other person be like, yeah, I heard it. That's crazy.
the worst one is when I be out and then like we're like eating or something, and then he messes up right before I take a sip of my drink. I'm like,
You always like stop. You're like, oh shit. That's where you decided to go, huh? That's the direction.
We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go out. You got to hear other DJs.
Yeah.
I mean, I see you out and about all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I try to. I mean, to be honest, like, I enjoy it. And I also, it's just nice to listen to other DJs, but also to make those connections, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have to be the one who's shaking those hands and making your own name for yourself. And I think that going out definitely does help me and helps me get to kind of the places that I'm hoping to be.
Right.
I admire how, like, you're very brave to go up to people, though. Because you came up to me, you were like, I was by myself, and you're like, yo, I'm this, I'm Jazlyn Rich.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Like, no, really, like, people come up to people like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You seem like an outgoing person, or no, you're not?
I'm a little bit of both.
A little bit of
a little
both?
bit of extrovert, a little bit introvert.
There's days it's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yes, there's days where I want to be in my room. Yeah. There's days I pop out, and there's days that I'm like,
I'm the
I
same
don't want
way.
to. Yeah, I don't want to go out.
You seem like a naturally like jolly person,
I'm so jolly, but it's
but then there's got to be a dark side, right?
it's come from. I'm like, I don't know that. Yeah.
She said she was a Libra.
I have good balance, yeah. But I'm a happy person because I come from a lot of childhood trauma, and I think that has sparked a lot of the reason why I see things the way that I do, and I have the perspective of the way that I do because my dad passed away at a really young age, and
sorry for that.
yeah, and he was one of those people that always would push me to do what I loved. Like my dad was a Harlem Globetrotter, so I got to see
really?
him do
wow.
everything.
Where's your dad from?
Southern Texas, like Corpus Christi area. It's like a smaller part of Texas. He was with the Globetrotters almost my whole childhood. He always played basketball, so I always got to see him do all the things that he loved to do. And that kind of sparked me to want to do all the things that I love to do.
Yeah.
And so with my mom as well, like my mom had a cardiac arrest when I was like 16 years old. So she luckily is still here today, which is why you'll see her everywhere because I take her everywhere I go. So she can experience life. Like she got a second chance to do it. So if I get to experience cool stuff, like I'm definitely taking my mom with
That
me.
explains why your mom's with you.
Yeah, all the time. So
That's why she's so tall, right?
yeah, basketball.
Are
Yeah.
you 5'9" or
I'm
5'?
like 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Yeah.
Yeah.
My ID says 5'7". But no, it hasn't always been easy for me, And so like I definitely take that into consideration when I'm exchanging energy with people because I know how it is to be in a dark place, and it took me a long time to get out of that. And music was always that one thing that helped me kind of, give me that comfort.
When you were growing up, what were you listening to? Like, what were your parents listening to?
Usher, like old school R&B.
Like all the
Usher.
2000s, late 90s?
Yeah.
Wait, you're black, Filipino, Mexican?
Oh, wow.
Yep. My dad's black. My mom is half Filipino, half Mexican.
Wow. She's got every demographic.
Yeah,
I know, right?
locked.
Yeah.
She's like Tupac.
Always two or more races when we're checking things off.
So how were you like raised more? Or is it a good balance of everything?
It was definitely a good balance. I would say more the black Filipino side. The Hispanic side, definitely I didn't get too much of just because like my parents don't speak Spanish. My mom doesn't speak Spanish. It was really her dad, and we didn't have that great of like, not great, but a close relationship until I got a little older. And so I was mainly raised on black music, hip hop, Usher, old school R&B. Like on Sundays, my dad's blasting that music.
So like old school R&B, like 90s R&B?
Like Usher, Jagged Edge, Tyrese, Sunshine Anderson.
Late 90s.
Yeah. That was kind of, the music I would hear when I woke up because my parents were always cleaning the house, like blasting music. So I would always hear that stuff automatically. And then that just kind of sparked me to like it. And as far as like the Filipino side, that's more culturally, like my grandma's full Filipino. So she would always cook us Filipino food, and we kind of were just always in that realm. But I got a good like mix of a little bit of everything, and my parents have always been like super open to everything. They've never closed me off of any opportunity. Like they're very much supportive in that way.
Yeah. When you started going out like early on, maybe in the beginning stages of your DJing, did you notice that there was like an absence of like music that you wanted to hear as like a young patron going into a club or a bar or a party? Like, how come they're not playing this music, or why they keep playing this shit, or da 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 da?
To be honest, not really. I kind of was just going to experience every vibe.
So you were just enjoying it no matter what?
I've always loved music.
Right.
Yeah. Concerts were always my happy place. Like growing up, I would tell my mom to drop me off at concerts alone. Like I would buy tickets just for me.
Like to what? Like
what concert?
Chris Brown, Justin Bieber.
So it's like 2010s.
2010s. I saw Chris Brown. That was my first concert ever. Like my parents surprised me at Mandalay Bay House of Blues, which was a big moment for me to DJ at that party with you because they surprised me. I really wanted to go. It's like on the radio. I heard like Chris Brown's coming. That was my first CD I had. It was like a whole vibe for me. And as soon as I went to that concert, I just always asked my parents to take me to even like radio summer jam festivals, like anything that I could go to that had artists that I liked. I was hoping to be there or there for sure.
So when you're approaching like music and you're putting together opening sets or closing sets, are you just tapping into your youth, or how do you approach like researching the music?
Yeah, I tap into my youth a lot. I mean, that, and I also try to find new music. Like I look at Spotify playlists a lot because that definitely helps me, and they curate playlists for you based on the music that you do already like.
New music or old but new music to you? Like is it a 90s crate you never heard of and it's a new song for you, or the new like Ice Spice is what you're looking for?
I'm looking for just good music, period. Because you know when it's a bad song. Even if it's a hit, you know, like, this is kind of trash, low-key, you know? But
wait.
I don't want to...
No. I'm curious. Like, if you were listening to, like, a 90s crate, right?
Yeah.
A 90s playlist.
Yeah.
And you hear, like, maybe there's a few... Is there more likely a lot of songs that you're like, I don't even know what this is? Or you've heard most of, or you can, like, recognize most of it?
I can recognize most of them.
Okay.
Even in the samples that, like, the new music has and comes from, like I recognize those samples from those songs.
But is there like a throwback playlist that you're like, man, some of these old songs are just trash?
Not really. It's more the new stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, because a lot of kids now, the older stuff is new to them.
Yeah.
So when they say I found new music, I'm like, did you found old music but it's new to you?
No, I'm the old music I'm very familiar with to a certain extent. I'm not good with timelines, which when you guys were going like, this is 2018, this is 2020, 2019, like that's new to me. And I definitely give you guys kudos for knowing.
No, you're going to start being like that in 5 years.
That's not
No. None of us were like that in the beginning, right? No. Like when you started DJing, or were you always
I was a little bit
you
like
always
that.
like
Yeah.
that?
I was, man.
Never's different. Never's like,
definitely.
he's an idiot savant with that shit.
Yeah.
Like he remembers the producer and the writer of like.
I think he'll tell you when they
The
came
year
out.
it came out.
Yeah.
They'll be like, that's
shit
summer
like
of
that.
'87. You're like, what the fuck?
And that's what I wish I had more, like knew more of. Definitely.
You're going to start remembering it as like you move forward.
Yeah.
And when songs get played out and then they come back, you're going to be like, oh, wait, what year was that?
Right.
And then you're going to start
Getting
organizing
into it a
shit.
little bit. Yeah.
Because I was the same as you. To me, it was all energy based.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. Like if I hear a good song, I'm like, oh, I'll play this. I'll know the vibe and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to add this or download this or try
Did you
it
go
out.
dig into like 70s and 80s?
I haven't gone
Like
really
Michael
into-
Jackson?
So I love Michael Jackson. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I had my mom buy me this like pop-up book. When he died, I was devastated. I don't know why. I was just like so hurt that he had passed away. And that's when I started also dipping into that type of
The back catalog?
Yeah, for sure. But anybody else maybe around the era, I'm not too familiar with.
So wait, how do you learn about like 70s and 80s when you hear other DJs play?
I'll hear other DJs play it, or my mom will give me like, you should listen to this song, and then I'll listen to it, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I could throw that in there. Or I just kind of know what works, and then I use it to my advantage. And if it's a good song and it like gets people moving, then that's probably what I'll do is just play it.
So you're most confident, you're most like, what's your bag right now? 2000s R&B?
90s.
I'll say like, yeah, 90s, 2000s R&B.
90s, 2000s.
Yeah, for sure. But I have been discovering some new music from like people as far as like Missy Elliott has a new group called Flow. And
Yeah.
I'm like obsessed with them. They are the perfect mixture of like 90s R&B and today's R&B together with a little pop influence. And that's kind of where like a lot of my interest in music resonates from.
Are you listening to K-pop too?
I'm not listening to K-pop.
You're not? Like New Jeans or any of that? No? Really?
Yeah.
Because some of it has like really...
Everyone says it's like very R&B pop based.
They're, I think New Jeans is popping because they're specifically tapping into their production and songs are tapping into like that So Def bass all stars era of like My Boo,
Okay.
the Inaj,
Love that.
kind of like double time.
Is this like
R&B
samples or like this is like just production wise?
It's just like 128 BPM,
Production
like
wise.
super fast
Okay.
but it's like
But it sounds like it came out in the 90s. The beat.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But like they're tapping into that kind of era.
Okay.
And it's just resonating now.
Have you guys heard of Malia?
Malia, yeah.
Yeah, she does kind of something similar. Well, she'll use a lot of like 90s samples in her music as well.
She had a big song in 2020, I think. Right?
With LMA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I believe that had the Oh Boy sample from Cameron,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. But she has another one with...
There's a couple remixes of that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
That are dope.
Yeah, for sure. She has another one with like a Montel Jordan sample, and it just works, you know, with her vibe in today's music and today's sound for the people that do like newer R&B music.
When you hear like older like DJs, do you notice a certain style that they DJ and you're just like, do you like the style or do you like, are you kind of like, oh, this sounds like some old kind of style of DJing?
I'm just open to everything.
You're open.
Like I like
You're
it.
just trying to absorb.
Yes, like
There's no judgment or opinion on anything.
no.
All right. So in your opinion, what's a bad DJ?
Is it selection or technical?
I mean, it could be a little bit of both.
You're speaking for the youth right now.
I
Yes.
am.
You
Yeah.
got to hear.
You're the
Yeah.
princess of Las Vegas.
I am. I would say, you know, I'm not gonna deny it, but at the same time, and if we could go to like, I'll explain the princess thing, you know, later
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well, kind of like where it stems from. But I would say transitioning. You know, someone told me a while ago, and this is kind of what I have learned as well, is like if you have bad transitions, everyone's going to notice. If you're clashing a song together and it's not blended well, technically, I would say like that would probably be one of the biggest things to look out for and just really try to practice and hone in on, especially when you get to these bigger rooms, because the sound system, it's not like your bedroom sound system. It's going to be a lot more clearer. A lot of people are going to hear when you're not making, you know, those transitions in that clearer way.
So you think the technical shit is more important than the selection?
The selection matters too, though. You got to know who you're playing for.
I think technical, I could live with some bad like transitions.
Yeah.
But if the selection is bad,
It's out of there.
I don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah.
I'm
that
in the
makes
opposite
sense.
of that. I think the transition your selection is needed, but the transition definitely is more important for me, because if it sounds like a running horse and then mixing songs and it kind of like kills the groove, like a good blend, you could get away with keeping the room somewhat alive.
Yeah, but the selection does matter. Like it definitely matters. Yeah.
What about you, Nev?
I think selection
Is more important.
than a transition. Nowadays, more important than a transition.
Yeah.
When overall,
Because you could just slam it in and just quick mix it. And people won't
Yeah.
notice.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but I mean, it's funny.
as long as the song is good, the energy will keep going.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're more on technical.
Slightly more, probably 60-40 for me.
Okay. I can see
I could
that
get
too.
away. If you play 5 songs and 3 of them are bad, I'm gonna like 2 of them.
See, the thing is, like, I listen to DJs that are really technical and they do wordplay transitions.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, that's that's like
I'm saying
very
more-
technical.
More mixing,
Blending.
I don't like when I hear a DJ and they're just doing wordplay mix after wordplay
Or
mix
tone play.
after
Right.
wordplay, tone play.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's-
Right.
I don't like that.
to me,
I'm going
it's
with
like
the
there's nothing musical. There's no soul in that shit. It's just like
You got to have a story, I think, too.
Yeah.
In a way, you know, like I think about that as well when I do a lot of R&B parties. Is like, what's the story I'm telling through the mixes, and even my own personal mixes that I upload. It's like they start slow and then they gradually get to the point of the story. Like starting out with a breakup song. Next song might be like one of those girl power songs, like You Don't Need Him, and then the next song will kind of lead into like you want to tell a story when you're DJing.
I've never heard of that
making
before.
That's
I know
sick.
either, man.
That's dope.
Really?
Yeah.
You're putting that much thought, really?
Sometimes, yeah. In my mixes, definitely, for sure.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I've never heard.
Yeah.
Is it effective?
It works. I
It
mean,
works?
if people like it.
I want to see this now.
Yeah,
I know,
the people like
I'm gonna
it.
be listening to the lyrics.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
the
I
song.
try. It's like an album. When you listen to an album, you know, when you listen to it for the first time, you're gonna listen to it in order.
I've never heard someone DJ in
Story form.
in a story
Yeah,
form of
man.
like, hey, we met, and then like everything's
You
great.
break up.
Now we break
You
up.
see someone else. You see someone else.
I mean, maybe that's just like the feminine side.
I've
of
done
me,
like
you
sets
know?
like that, like 3-song sets that I'm like, boo, 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 boo. This kid goes after this.
Yeah.
But
Really?
not a whole fucking
whole
hour.
story. Yeah, but I mean,
Interesting.
it just sometimes if I'm feeling it, or it just depends how I feel. Like if I'm feeling a little sad or like want to get in my sad girl era, then I'm gonna make some stuff that makes sense.
All right, let's go back to the songs of the summer.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm curious. So you said "Run It" was one of them, right?
For me personally,
Yeah.
But I'm a big Chris Brown fan, so I'm gonna play some Chris Brown.
You know, I don't run that. I don't.
I haven't
run
played that in a
song.
minute.
Yeah.
You don't run
But you know what? Every time I don't run it. But every time I'm in a room and someone plays it, that shit
It works.
explodes.
Yes.
I know.
Especially
So-
that.
Yep.
When the first note hits,
You don't even need an intro. Just
No.
hit it from the top. Pause.
check it out. You know, and as soon as it goes into that,
Yeah.
all right, cool. All right, what's the second?
Are these songs that I'm playing, or these are just songs that I'm hearing?
I want to hear you, or even
What
either
explodes
one.
when you drop
Your
in?
top songs.
Your top songs are interesting, and then what you're hearing and what you like maybe afterwards.
So like, Run It, I know will always work. International Players Anthem, I play.
Yeah.
And Drops of Time, that always works. Any Migos from like recent Migos, I feel like works. Like See About It. A lot of people will play Hotel Lobby before they'll play See About It. But See About It is a great song to like get your ratchet energy going.
Really?
Anytime I play that, it usually gets people going as well.
Like newer Migos in the last 5 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. I've been seeing a lot of the older Migos working.
Yeah.
Always,
yeah, man.
always.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Culture,
Married,
that
yeah.
Culture album is, for me personally, like that's a great album for me.
I feel like Migos was getting played out though towards like 2018, 19.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really want to play any of their
The
shit.
stir fry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even Bad and Bougie. You didn't
Yeah.
want to. You didn't want to. But all
But
of a
Bad and
sudden,
Bougie had a fucking run.
Yeah,
it was
for
a
sure.
run. But like when you heard it, I think you got so sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
And then everyone was tired of the shit.
Yeah.
And then it just fucking came back in the last few years, a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
After the pandemic,
Yeah.
well, especially with all the shit that's been happening with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So Migos.
Yeah, Migos. A lot of the female rappers lately.
I mean, they're killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
absolutely. And like I said, I don't headline a lot, so I don't get the opportunity to play like the Tomorrow and all of the new Lotto and different things like that.
Like put it on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of good music I feel like out right now, but there's also a lot of music that's not good that's out right now.
Wait. What's not good to you?
This is kind of a controversial question right now. I don't want to get canceled.
What, like Pound Town?
Yeah, like I don't think that song's good.
Yeah.
That's
But
okay.
but everyone,
What about Ski?
it's not a good song.
No.
It's not a good song, but it works.
But tell me why it's not. Why you don't like it?
I don't like it because I don't like the message across from it.
She's big on stories.
Yeah,
from what
well,
we can
I'm
tell.
big on stories, but I'm also just big on like, what's the purpose of the song? You
Like,
know?
where does that song fit in this
right
story?
in my story log? Where does this one fit?
They're like, we just broke up. Pound Town now. I am Miami.
And then back to the press.
It's like, I broke up and now I'm Miami.
Downtown.
For the
Yo, I'm
hoochie
surprised they play that song on the radio.
I mean, they must bleep like everything out.
Yeah,
Almost
exactly.
everything,
Yeah.
That'd be so. You know what? I would be so interested to hear the radio version, but if they did it like back in the days, remember when they used to like change the
Reverse
lyrics?
it,
Yeah.
reverse the lyrics.
Yeah.
or-
I think that would have been more creative. That would have been more
sense.
interesting.
yeah. Nah, they just beep it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really interesting if they
To
had
hear
to
the
like
clean version.
to clean. Yeah, she had to change the lyrics a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I think that would have been great.
Yeah.
Wait. So all right. So you're not a Sexy Red fan.
I'm not a Sexy Red fan,
No.
but I like if it's on, I'm gonna dance to it, and if it's on and I'm out, then I'm like, okay, everyone's vibing to it, might as well. But is it a song that I feel like has a purpose to it?
Yeah.
It might just be like one of those fun songs that she had a good time making, and now it's a hit. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about you guys? What's your songs of the summer right now?
The Lotto, Cardi B.
Yeah.
Of course.
Put it on the floor.
Put it on the floor.
That's one.
Pound Town.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You running that?
I am. And it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Ice Spice, all her like newer shit, like
Really?
Barbie. Yeah.
The Barbie song for sure.
I haven't been playing the Barbie song.
I've been playing that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just played the original Barbie, the Aqua.
That one's really cool.
That one's good
That's
too.
a good. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at Nostalgia, that's the music. Like I will play that song.
But I'm running a lot of like that 90s trance, like all that Euro dance shit from the 90s, all of
Yeah.
that. From like me and Jamie would talk Cascada.
Yeah. Every time we touch.
Yeah. all of that shit. Like, yeah.
But I think also like as far as songs of the summer, like there's a lot of remixes and like mashups and flips that a lot of people are also using right now.
Like,
too.
what's your favorite right now? Is it the Pound Town over frontin'? That's Jamie's
a good
favorite.
one.
That's
That's a good
No,
one.
that's not my favorite. That's my girlfriend's favorite.
I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite remix, but I'm digging the remixes right now. And like the songs that are of today with the instrumentals from something a little older.
I can't lie. A lot of the remixes do come from TikTok, and that's why I'm like looking for shit because they're really fucking good over there. But the quality of them, some are really horrific.
But some record pools have remixes on them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of DJs just killing it with the remixes.
Oh, no.
like,
Yeah.
these past
But it's
2-3 years.
I think it has to
Yeah.
do with the TikTok shit because they put the remixes on TikTok and they blow up like that. But then you kind of have a hard time finding these fucking remixes
Right.
out of good quality and finding like the originator of who did them because
Right.
I'm still trying to find that Smooth Operator Sade house remix that's all over TikTok. I don't know who the fuck made that or who's the creator of that. But it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You're hearing it?
It's everywhere on TikTok, but it has like some videos have over 1 million views with it, but it has I don't know who did it.
Who the original
It's like
is.
that Miguel song, right? That just hit.
That just
on
came
TikTok.
back?
Yeah. But even like that Lady Gaga Bloody Mary song, like I heard that's gonna be like possibly nominated in a Grammy, even though it's an
I heard
old
the same
song.
thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They were gonna like bring it back for a Grammy nomination.
But the remix of that song was what got it popping again. But who did that remix? Who the fuck knows?
Right. But even like, Eccentric, he made that Beyonce remix and
Yeah,
it
that's
like
amazing.
changed
Yeah.
his life. Yeah.
yeah. He's been making
He's been making
he's been
remixes
on
For a
fire.
Wow.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been killing it.
Yeah.
Him, and I love everything that Trey's has been doing with the
Chase
with
been
the
killing it,
FaceTime,
man.
the FaceTime, there's his up tempo joints, like that Keisha Cole Love remix.
Yeah.
That shit is amazing. And he actually made an up tempo version of the Eccentric remix of Beyonce's
Yeah,
joint that I thought was that I still run that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that shit's been killing it. Right?
Yeah.
Wait, what other tracks are hitting for y'all?
Oh, J. Cole, No Role Models.
Yeah, that's been
That's
coming
just
back.
been hitting for it's almost 10 years. And that song has been fucking hitting for me a lot.
It's crazy. Like a lot of disco's been coming back too. Like ABBA's been popping for like a few years
man.
right now.
Definitely.
But I feel like ABBA's fully taken over. Like it was popping on the East Coast for the past couple summers. Now it's like
It's
all
on
over the
hit
West
the West
Coast.
Coast. Yeah.
That's all I get is ABBA. Right
A lot
now.
of Mariah Carey for me. I don't know if you guys,
I
but
spin Mariah Carey too.
like it's like that. That's just been a big record for me. It's been a lot of older music more so for me than the newer music. That's been kind of coming around. I mean the Neo stuff with Pitbull, Give Me Everything Tonight.
Yo, all that Rihanna up tempo shit. That like
Where Have You
S&M.
Been?
Yeah.
S&M. Yeah.
S&M. What was that other song?
Where Have You Been?
Where Have You Been? Like that wasn't even a big song when it came out.
I know. Yeah.
It was kind of big, but we weren't playing in the clubs like that. But now, like we're playing all of that.
Yeah.
Like
please
S&M.
don't stop the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like Shut Up and Drive. Like,
Yeah.
I
that's
love that song.
yeah, like that's not like we wouldn't play that in the clubs
Nah,
at the
I mean,
time.
when it
But,
came
like,
out at the time,
And
yeah.
now it's been like Sean Kingston's kind of hitting a
Yeah,
little bit.
for sure.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like that's a lot of the music that I spin, especially at like
All
some
that.
of these R&B parties. It's like we like that.
It's
It's
just
the new Pitbull Jump Around.
That's a good one too.
oh yeah, with
I'm
Lil
not,
Jon.
playing, I'm not playing that.
Really?
That,
I've
I've been
that
playing
working?
that. That works. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
I'll just rather play Jump Around.
Yeah, just play the
Play both.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not playing that. What's some other new music that you guys are playing? Any new music?
it really selective. The Ice Spice Deli, it's a hit or miss for me.
You
but it
said you
works.
You said you were playing Act Bad.
I was saying that. Oh, that's working.
That's working?
Yeah.
Like
Up
early
tempo.
type.
Yeah.
That's Diddy, right?
Like warm up
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like
But you could play like right before you go prime time, but it's definitely a good.
But there's
early song.
there's a bunch of early songs that are coming out, and I wish they would like blow up and get a little bit bigger. Like that
Yeah.
flow song. Like,
Yeah.
Is it
Fly
like,
Girl.
Is that frustrating right now when you hear this kind of music and you're just like, this is never gonna blow up?
It's a little frustrating, but it's also like, can I play this? You know, like when you're at certain places, you're like, am I able to play this music? Because it's not as big and people don't know it. And if they don't know it and nobody's dancing and you're just like, oh, I played this. Shouldn't have played this.
Get out.
Yeah.
But see, like you're one of the few DJs, like you have like really great showmanship. So like you're like really performative.
Yeah.
You're performing the
Very
songs.
performative. Yeah.
So if you see a song's not working, like do you kind of overperform it? Do you try to sell it more?
To
a
be
little
honest,
bit?
it's crazy because I'm not even trying to sell it. Like that's just my personality.
That's just
me
what you
dancing.
do?
Yeah, like I dance in my bedroom like that. Like the same way I'm dancing when I'm DJing is the same way I am when I'm at home not DJing, just listening to music.
You know, I know DJs who are practicing that in the mirror.
No way.
Really?
No fucking way.
I've heard shit.
Because
No.
You know me. I'm very animated. But if people are damn,
No, I know DJs who like are trying to practice.
Practice in the mirror.
Yeah, like singing the shit.
That's
way.
Yeah.
I just always
Like they
dance.
practice the dances and they're practicing the
Their
shit in the
moments.
mirror.
I mean,
Fist bumping, like the moments and shit.
But
They're just
I'm better with my
practicing
right than my left.
the moves and shit.
No way.
that's crazy.
You gotta tell me off air who, because Jesus Christ.
No, but I feel like when, like, let's say if Jazlyn was up there, like DJing, and if she's loving the song,
Yeah.
and if the song's not, if people aren't reacting, I feel she could sell it, and I'd be like, oh, like she's feeling it.
kind
So
of
You know what?
I feel
Now that you mentioned it, I'm thinking of DJ recap videos, and a lot of that looks performative.
it does look performative.
Like-
No, but you could tell some of these dudes they look uncomfortable when they do
They
it.
should, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my fucking god! No, my bro. Nah, bro.
But that's what's really good about the younger generation. They know how to turn it on when the camera's on.
Yeah.
Right away.
Wait. Not even younger generation, just a generation, because I seen older
Millennials
cats
too. Millennials are good at that.
I just think anybody that's doing it for performative is really good at.
Once the when they see that flash,
It's like
everyone's on.
Showtime.
Yeah, showtime.
Yeah.
And it's
Camera's
like,
out.
and if it's like, if you're not on, get out of the camera.
Yeah.
Right?
I hate that shit so much.
So everyone needs to be like, oh shit, like, wait, what's my character on this show? And
Yeah.
you're like,
Right.
okay, this is my character.
I
They're wild out,
I don't
you
know how to act when they put a camera on me. I'm like,
I know. Right? Just like,
what do you want me to do?
Me and Never are from the same gen, so we kind of do the same thing where we're just kind of like,
it's like,
Yeah.
yo, put the two fingers up. Yo, put one finger. Yo.
Cheers.
Right.
we try to hide from the shit, like put
Yeah.
the drink.
I know.
I try to put the drink.
Like right
so-
a camera. Like,
Yeah,
It's
Nah.
true though. It is true.
yeah, like
Yo,
they,
I hate
you
that.
guys know how to just turn it on.
You got to be ready also. And I think it plays a part with like, you know, your content and your social media side of things.
That's why
which
our
is a little bit
shit sucks.
different.
I
Like
know.
when you know someone's filming you,
Yeah.
you're gonna turn it on a little bit more, or you just stay the same.
I'll turn it on a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know, smile a little bit more. Cause sometimes I'm just like locked in. I'm not even thinking about it.
You have,
And, like,
you have Serato face.
yes. And that's one of my things that I'm working on for sure.
That's the dudes I know that are practicing
The
not to have
thing-
Serato
Yeah.
face.
But
in
a lot
the
of the time
mirror.
I really am just like having fun, you know?
yeah. I've seen that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we did the John B, like
Yeah.
she was up there and like she went right before me, and I'm like, how the fuck do I follow this up?
No way.
I'm like, they had a girl before, two girls before me, which is, I forgot who was the other girl, and then yourself, and then me, and then another girl. Or me, John B, and then another girl. I'm like,
Was he jumping up? Like,
Yeah.
no, me, not fucking. What you gonna mean? Fall over and just roll into the crowd? No, we're not doing that. But
If you really want to turn it up, you take off your shirt and you fucking
Move it around a few times.
P. Pablo. No, but I was just like,
that would
how-
be perfect.
I look
North Carolina.
No, but I was
would
just
be
like, how do I follow this up? Like, she was like on the microphone, and I'm like, okay, here comes this chubby Mexican, and here you go. Like, I don't know what to
You
do.
made it work.
Yeah.
I
You're pretty
mean,
jolly.
yeah, but I'm following up two girls, and then it's me, and then it's John B, and then it's another girl. I'm like,
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
You'll be, you're all right.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
you're okay.
but even that,
Never said you'll figure it out.
you'll figure it out.
But even that, like, you're kind of like, oh, okay. It's just, I don't know. It's more insecurity on my end.
I think when motherfuckers film me, I'm just like, I always have this reaction, like, I give them a look like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. Why is the camera here?
Why is this on?
I be trying to duck.
Yeah.
Focus in, scratch.
I look everywhere but the camera.
And like, that's the one thing I have to try to hide. Like, yo, like, I have to just, when I see the flash, I have to not react like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Do you not like being filmed?
I just don't. I come from a different era where I don't want to be seen.
Okay.
And like, I don't, like, we would just DJ.
Yeah.
Just play the music.
Control
Right.
the room.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at the crowd. We don't need.
But now it's like people are looking at me
Yeah.
sometimes in these big rooms.
Which is hard sometimes.
Yeah, so I just have to, I'm trying to do my best.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
get that way too, though. As
Yeah.
performative as I am, there are still times where, I'll wear sunglasses a lot of time when I'm DJing because I do get some anxiety sometimes making eye contact with
The
people.
sunglasses help,
Yeah, for sure.
but can you see and shit? Or
Yeah.
no?
It just depends if, a lot of the bigger rooms do have a lot more lights too. So like that is like, it kind of helps.
I'm going to start wearing glasses. Sunglasses.
Yeah. And it's nice because people are looking dead at you. And you look at someone and you're DJing, you're like, they're just standing there. You're like, are you feeling this? Are you not feeling this? I don't want to make eye contact with you right now. It's kind of awkward.
So when people see you DJing with glasses, do you think they're thinking, oh, she thinks she's cool?
Like, who is she, Puff Daddy?
Right. I mean,
you don't wear sunglasses
she's feeling
inside.
herself.
Yeah.
She's feeling herself.
probably, but like,
It's more for you than it.
yeah, it's not for any type of like particular look or status. Like, it's the same thing with her. Her wears sunglasses everywhere she goes, but
But that was kind of her thing.
that was her vibe. For me, I do it because I don't like making eye contact sometimes, and it is a little awkward for me. And I'm a lady, so you don't know why people are looking at you, and also some people in the crowd are giving you some weird looks that you don't want to,
What do you mean?
embrace or entertain.
There's some thirsty motherfuckers.
Exactly.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to
Hey,
say.
what kind of looks are they
They're just
giving
looking
you?
at her like, oh.
But
Licking their lips. Like,
yeah, like I don't want to.
Wait.
I don't want to make eye contact with you. And
No
that's
way.
happening.
Are you serious?
No, for real. Yeah,
Damn.
it's definitely a thing.
Never look at me like.
I know, licking their lips. Like,
But it doesn't happen
like,
every
I'm
time.
hungry.
Yeah,
I haven't eaten in a week.
it doesn't happen every time.
looks so good.
Yeah,
It's a
but
steak sandwich.
there's been times.
Like I
Yeah,
Do you, I was going to ask, have you dealt with people like trying to stalk you at your gigs?
for sure.
Oh,
yeah,
so
and not
crazy.
even on like a
I
stalk.
thought I was the only one.
Yeah, right.
You only thought DJs were
Just
stalking
you? No, for real. Like
Oh, we same. I
Right.
like it.
Hashtag sis.
hashtag same. But no, sometimes it happens, but I am never the one to make someone feel bad for doing that. Like, I accept it. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity that people do follow me on my platform, and when they see me, they're eager to talk to me or want to, say hi or take a picture or something like that.
do you get a lot of strangers DMing you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Even like after gigs, like people will find my Instagram and just show love or let me know, like I had a lot of fun. And I always respond. Like, I'm not too good because of the things that I have done in such a short amount of time. Like, I'm always going to be humble enough to be open to talking to somebody, even strangers.
But do you feel you're in a rare position where you're kind of gaining followers and you have this likability, right? That maybe most or some DJs don't have.
Yeah.
And you're kind of building a following maybe even earlier than you would expect before maybe you're ready
Yeah.
for it. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you don't get the chance to kind of be anonymous and like
Right.
work on your craft.
Yes.
Like
I can relate
you
to
understand
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a kind of like you're building a following, and they kind of like are. I don't know. I don't know where you are right now.
Yeah.
Like, with your at your DJ career specifically,
Yeah.
but it's almost like they're watching the process. They're
Yeah.
watching the development.
Yeah.
So they
for
expect you
sure.
not to
And it-
fuck up.
And is that worse, or is that, do you wish you kind of had like less followers and you had a little bit more freedom to just kind of make mistakes and fuck up and do that?
Yeah, definitely. I think also it can put a lot of pressure on you, because people are watching and they do see all of the big rooms that, I have mentioned before. And it's like, I'm here, But also, I'm still learning. To be honest with you, like I told you guys, I'm 25. Yeah. I've only been in the club since I'm 21. So like,
it's only been 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And 2 of them were pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm playing catch up in a way while I'm still trying to progress forward, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it definitely does add a little bit of added pressure, but at the same time, it's nice for the people that are trying to do the same thing that I'm doing, and they're seeing that, you know, there are times where it does get hard. And I'm always big on expressing how I feel. Like, that's why all my Instagram captions are like paragraphs long, because I just am an expressive person, and I want people to be able to relate to me in a way of like, things aren't always good. Do I have mental breakdowns? Yes, I do. Am I trying to fulfill my dreams? Yes, I am. Am I still trying to put a smile on my face while it's happening? Yeah, but I'm a real person too, and I'm still growing into a woman, you know?
What's your biggest, what's like kind of, what triggers you to have like a breakdown kind of right now? Is it mostly career or personal shit?
It's definitely more career based. I think now that I've reached a certain point where I have checked off some of the things on my goal list, it's kind of that question of like, what's next? How can I elevate myself a little bit more? And I'm not sure, you know, like I'm trying to figure that out right now. And that's just kind of where I'm at as a DJ. Like, although I have done a lot of great things that I'm so happy that I got to accomplish, it's just kind of like, am I going to start producing next? Am I going to start being on more podcasts and showing my face and talking rather than just DJing more? I think finding that next platform when everything on social media is going so fast, you're trying to just kind of figure out like yourself while you're trying to figure out your career as well.
It's funny. I have like a couple of friends who have businesses, and every year they feel like the business has to expand to some degree. Yeah. And I always tell them that consistency is also a good thing. Yeah. And then just like, you know, being consistent and like slowly developing and having a slow incline is better than having a fast incline.
For sure.
So like, I don't think you have to do anything. Like, there is no next stage. Yeah. I think you should just see like where you are personally in your career. Yeah. And just see like I'm so much better at controlling a crowd now than I was last year. Before. It's not something you can like showcase on social media.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And
but you know, but it's hard, right? Because you kind of want to keep your momentum going. For sure. I think like, for example, like we talk about the podcast sometimes. Yeah. Like we're like, yo, we want Jazzy Jeff. We want all the big names. Right. But it's like, if we had all the big names in the first 2 years, where would we go from there? Yeah, for sure. And then also it's like we're dependent on these moments. Right. When in actuality, we should just be like all about the conversation and the people and the stories. Right. Mm-hmm. And if you focus on those things, it's like, you know, we've been consistent for I don't know how long. Like 6 years now.
Yeah,
how long?
This
whole time.
From the beginning.
You guys have over 200 episodes.
Yeah, well, almost at 3.
Yeah. And then like we're just starting to get some like bigger names now. Yeah. So it's just like.
And I think that's like a blessing in disguise, but also like it's hard for me because I have progressed so fast that people do have bigger expectations for me, and I'm like, well, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, especially as I'm growing into. These groups on the Strip, because the nightlife is definitely a place that I'm trying to get to at some point in my DJ career. And it means much more than just being able to say like I headline these clubs. Like, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. I see these billboards my entire life. And so it's a big goal of mine to be one of those people on there, not only just because I'm from here, but because there aren't a lot of Black women also that are headlining on the Strip. And I think that's really important. And I feel like if there's one person who's going to do it, I would hope that I have the drive and like, I'm not going to fold until I get to that point, you know?
Yeah. So like, it's funny, when me and Neva were coming up, our main thing was to get our name and our faces on a billboard, and nothing's changed, right?
I know.
It's still one. Like, we've had our names and our faces on a billboard now. Yeah. But I never thought that your generation would still want that shit. The same thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember when I got my first billboard, I sat in front of that thing because it was changing.
You got a billboard?
What billboard you got?
We got Daylight last year.
Oh, you got your face on
the electronic billboard.
Electronic billboard.
Oh,
so I sat there for 20 minutes till it switched. And I was like, wow, this shit.
We all did that. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. But I was just like, wow.
But where did you post that? A picture of that?
No, I didn't post it.
Why not?
That was more for me.
What were you, alone at night?
Yeah. Because
taking it in.
Technicolor texted me, he's like, yo, you on a billboard, by the way. It was like
how long did you wait for that?
20 minutes. because they was switching, and I was just sitting there for 20 minutes, and I was like, wow, this shit's really up there. Yeah. Like my face, it was only for 20 seconds, but I was like, wow, that was a moment. Some shit I've been chasing for forever.
You know, the only time I ever did that when I had my name on I was DJing at One Oak. Yeah. You know, they used to have like the billboard that night on
the marquee.
The marquee, like across Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
And that they changed. I remember I waited like a half hour to see DJ Never, but I took a picture though.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just didn't find like to post it for everybody to be like, oh, you did it. Yeah. It's more so for me because I'm like, it's crazy when people will go to Mandalay Bay and then they see my name. It says Daylight and it says, you know, the calendar shit. And people have sent me my name or they see it wherever Daylight is promoting. I'm like, oh shit. Like that's way cooler than me posting it when people post it for me because it's more, I guess it's not self-serving on my end. So when I saw it, I was just like, oh shit, that was one for me. Yeah. That was not for anybody else.
You know, I remember when Cricket first got his billboard because you got one before mine and I was like proud of you. You had the cartoon.
Which one was
Korean
this?
Blow.
What spot was this for?
When it was a scam billboard.
It was a scam billboard. Yeah.
And you had like the new logo. You had your logo.
I remember your. Oh yeah. I remember.
And you used the cartoon instead of your face.
You had that on Hollywood Boulevard too.
But it wasn't a digital billboard. It was like
it was by the airport.
Yeah.
And there was one like that in Hollywood Boulevard. I guess Scam had gotten that billboard forever.
Right.
And he kept switching it every month, and then you were on that.
That's dope.
Yeah. I think I had a few billboards. But it's just like now I don't want to see my name anywhere. I don't like people are like, yeah, I saw your shit. I'm like, ugh.
But yeah, that's definitely. I mean, it's
why?
like
Why?
I just felt like I just.
I remember when I first got mine. People was calling me. I haven't heard from in years. Yeah. Yo, I see your face on the billboard going to the airport.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the people hitting me up that I'm just like, I don't want you to see my billboard.
I mean, I don't know. That's still a big moment, and it may be cheesy to some people and shit, but it's something big for when you work so hard to get to that point.
Yeah,
it's definitely something.
It's weird for me because like I don't know what your aspirations are for DJing.
Yeah,
my only aspirations for DJing was to make a living doing something I love, which is DJing.
Yeah.
So I'd never in my wildest dreams would want to say like I want to be Diplo.
Right.
Because Diplo didn't exist.
Yeah, I was like, there's no Diplo.
It was exactly. So like there was literally no big DJ. I was like, I don't want to be Tiesto. I don't want to be none of these motherfuckers.
Right. You just want to be you.
I just wanted to if I could make a living doing what I love, that's cool. So when I see at the time when I wanted a billboard and I wanted my name, it was just literally ways to make more money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just like, all right, if my name's up there, I'll make more money.
Yeah.
I could raise my rates. I could do all of that shit. But it was never like, I don't want no fucking fame. Even to this day, like, I don't want, just give me the money.
Yeah.
Just give me
how do I raise my rates but keep a lower profile? That's you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want. Mm-hmm. That would be a dream for me.
You want to be Eli Escobar.
Well, he posts a lot, man. His name is blowing up everywhere.
It's everywhere, man.
Yeah, but it's just like one of those things where he's doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of a DJ that like never posts, but they're like working so much and they're steady.
That's the one.
You know what? I'm trying to think of. I can't think of it
because whoever that is, I'm gonna follow.
Right.
Only because Momo posts a lot more, but Momo was like that for a long time for me. Like he has the dream.
No.
I think Ellie and Momo for me have found that oasis where you can exist.
Those guys put a lot of time in their marketing.
No. Okay.
Yeah, you don't know. Like behind the scenes, there are like when I talk with Moma. He's organizing the stories. He's like taking notes, which is the chronological order.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
No. These guys are working very hard for their marketing, like really hard.
But it seems so easy and effortless.
But that's why that's when something's good, when it seems effortless.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like those guys don't look like Eli Escobar to me is still.
No, he's working hard. He's getting the recap videos. Like,
by the way, I'm not downplaying how hard they work.
No. I'm
not downplaying that. I'm just saying how easy.
Yeah, no. I'm seeing the behind the scenes. These guys are working very hard. They're spending like 3 hours. When you think you're just posting their stories and they're posting like slides, they're working 2 to 3 hours organizing all the content and showcasing the content to be like, all right, like I'm gonna start with this video because like that's gonna catch your attention. Everyone's wilding out. Now we're gonna bring it back to the second video, which is gonna be like kind of dope music.
Yeah.
And then I need some like videos with like girls wilding out, and then let me get our performer like Janelle Monáe was there. Let's do a Janelle Monáe video.
Yeah.
They're literally
like they strategize.
Yeah, they're strategizing their IG stories like almost a mixtape. So like what videos you're seeing is like, yo, this is gonna hit you first and make you want to see more videos.
Right.
And then you never want to post IG stories that are like, well, that's the same video.
Right.
People disengage. Then you want the second one to like kind of amp it up a little bit. As soon as you amp it up, you bring it down to be like, well, we're also playing obscure music as well.
Yeah.
And then you go to like a swag surfing where it's going crazy. So you're like balancing it out, and everyone's like, oh shit, they're playing like everything.
Right.
They just played Cameo. They just played, he did a mashup of Cuff It.
Yeah.
But that's all strategic. He's like literally synchronizing everything so that the visuals and the music is like kind of making you be like, yo, this is like a dope party.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But they're putting a lot of effort. I don't want to spend 3 hours. I fucking hate it when people tag. Well, I don't fucking hate it, but I just don't like when people tag me and I have to go through these videos of like seeing myself DJ.
Yeah. It's a little cringy.
I'm just like, oh my God, is that what I look like? Is that what I did? Is that what I sound like?
I like that you don't like it when people do it for you, but you do a great job for others.
Oh yeah.
That's the craziest part for me.
Oh man. I wish I could make a living just making film content for DJs.
Content.
Yeah. He's like, yo, Crooked's the best like DJ content creator. I'd be like, yeah, I love that
Charge
shit.
people
That's
to do
dope.
it.
The thing is like when you're like, all right, here, let's go through this. How to create content for a DJ.
Yeah, let's do that because I suck at that.
You got to do a couple of things when you're creating content for a DJ. You got to know when they're leading up to a big song, and you want to get the transition before that big song hits, so you get the crowd reaction.
Yeah,
and then and then you kind of want to like get some of it and see how it goes through the first verse.
Yeah,
and if it starts dying off, then you cut it.
Right.
Don't use it.
But when you're filming, you have to like in your peripheral see where in the crowd sections they're wilding out the most, and move the camera over to those sections, because people like film motherfuckers and then they just film like maybe like a dead area.
Yeah.
You want to like move
And it
to
looks
like
bad.
Right. Yeah.
So you want to like keep moving the camera, but like seeing like, oh, they're wilding out over here. Oh shit, this shorty over here is wilding out.
Right.
And you want to kind of keep moving it.
Yeah.
And then also the best way to make things look more popping is to just zoom. Like if you zoom into the crowd, into the pockets, it looks like it's popping more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this part to my girlfriend for she.
No, it's true though. And then you always want to kind of go back to the DJ. Like if the crowd kind of dies, you go back to the DJ and you look for more pockets, and then you go to another pocket.
Because my girl just record me. I'm like, record the crowd.
Right.
Well, you need a good balance. You know what I'm saying?
No, but she's like, oh, my boyfriend. I'm like, no, look at the crowd. They're reacting.
But it's like, yo,
Get away from me.
You want to like also like if everyone's wilding the fuck out, you want to have that one still video of just capturing the whole moment.
For sure.
And back at the DJ.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get so many people who are like capturing like they'll cut off like the transition.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, my boy was filming for me. And I had like 8 videos, and right when the transition was about to hit, you saw people about to wild out. He cut the video, and I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I was like, "Yo," there's 8 videos that they were like wilding the fuck out. He's like, "Oh, I thought it was over." I'm like, "It's not over."
Right. Wait for the next song.
They're about to sing.
Can you film yourself while you DJ?
Huh?
Can you film yourself
that's a good
while
question.
you DJ?
What do you mean, like?
I mean, like while you DJ and then like you take the camera.
Selfie shit.
You know who's the best at that, right?
I know
Yes.
exactly who you're
Just incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
sure.
I can't do that.
For sure.
Yeah, he knows how to move this shit.
I know, man.
And like he knows where the crowd's wilding out a little bit, and like he
His
knows how to
content
fit.
is also like he's really consistent with his content too. Yeah.
He's very consistent.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Just Incredible.
Yeah, shout to Justin. He's on that shit.
For real.
If I could do that too, I need.
You can.
No.
I gotta with me. I gotta concentrate on my mixing. That's like enough right there. I can't be doing that and then filming myself, and then
Filming
filming the
video.
crowd is just like. Nah.
You gotta find the right time.
I feel like I look dorky doing that shit.
no.
I would if I saw a video with you smiling in the camera in a selfie.
You're texting me.
I would call you, be like, "Yo, you good?
I would never do that.
good?
I would never do that.
You know what? Maybe if I get some veneers, and shit, I might be the smoking ass motherfucker.
Oh, definitely, man.
I think I'm gonna get some in a few years.
Like just like, you know,
for sure.
You gotta do it.
I look like Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Smoking. Alrighty then.
I'll be all in that shit. Let's bring it back a little. You said you were gonna explain to us about the Princess of Las Vegas.
And how do you
Yes.
get one of these titles?
Right?
Is it self-proclaimed?
It's self-proclaimed.
Okay.
Yes.
That's spicy.
It is
Yeah.
Right?
spicy.
Who are you to self-proclaim yourself?
Well,
the
And not the
Princess of
queen,
Las
but the
Vegas?
I
princess.
didn't want to be the queen.
I love the humbleness.
Who is
there.
the queen?
That's a good
Share.
question. I mean, so if we do dial it back a little bit, so I used to have a mentor, DJ Kelly J. She's a local DJ here. She ended up like having a daughter, and during her pregnancy was when I became her mentee. And so that's when I didn't even know how to cross over from one song to the next.
Oh, blend. Okay.
Yeah, at all. Not even like, I mean, volume wise. Like I knew the bare minimum. And a lot of people would always reference her as like Queen Kelly J. Like that was her thing, was like Queen Kelly J. She had a mural in downtown, like painted. So I was like, I don't want to be the queen and step on anyone's toes. So I just delegated myself to the princess. And it worked. And I think also
When did you delegate yourself as the princess?
When did you crown yourself?
probably when I was maybe a year into actually doing SimCity. And people would always say, you know, I was the only girl really on the lineup a lot of the time. So they would just call me princess and like be like, oh, princess of SimCity. Like, and then I started rolling with it. Now I'm like, okay, it kind of works, you know, like I enjoy it. Yeah, it makes sense. But I didn't want to crown myself as a queen because I'm so new into this world. I don't want to like,
You don't want a
overstep-
title.
Yeah, overstep any boundaries. And also, I just thought the princess was cute and it worked for me. So
I think it kind of works.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I can see other motherfuckers being mad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
Why is
you
it
do
shit?
have a lot of haters?
I'm in this really weird DJ stage right now where I just feel a lot of transitioning and maybe just of like shedding a lot of old skin and just kind of trying some new things. And I think I'm definitely starting to see and hear some things that I'm not sure what to believe in a sense. So I don't know if I have haters, but I think that there's definitely people that, you know, keep their eye on me. I'm not sure for what their intentions are, but I don't know. I've always just tried to, you know, portray myself and give out good energy so that I don't have to worry about people like that.
But there's no one in the DJ shit that's hating on you, right? It's pretty much been
Everyone's been pretty supportive.
majority of it has been supportive.
for
right?
sure. And
Yeah.
if there are haters, I mean, with love there comes hate. So I'm just here for the vibes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think when I was coming up, like I didn't have to deal with social media.
No,
So like,
yeah.
you know,
for
when
sure.
when you were coming up, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't know how it is to navigate that so early in your career
It's tough.
with like people you went to high school or college with.
Yeah.
Or motherfuckers you grew up with that maybe you didn't like or they don't like you.
Yeah.
And they just they just continuously shit on you or talk shit behind your back when you like trying to come up.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm grateful enough to not have had experience that. Like I said, like I come from a dark childhood. I don't give off that type of energy. If anything, I'm trying to do the complete opposite. And I feel like a lot of people see that and they definitely take it in. And that's kind of why I haven't had to deal with that. But I mean, maybe when I get a little bit further in my DJ career, you know, maybe some of the haters
I
will
got some haters.
be exposed. And I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, how do you do you guys have haters?
I do.
Yeah, everyone hated him when we started the podcast.
No, and still hated me now.
Why
No, they
though?
don't.
I know other DJs. Yeah, never knows. Like, Never's
what's
told
the-
me about
yeah.
other DJs that have hated on me, and that's how I found out.
But, like-
I usually find out through Never.
I wouldn't say hate on you. I would just say
I don't know.
They would say something.
Yeah, they would talk shit, and I'd be like,
No, but
really?
yo, fam, when we first started this podcast,
Oh no, people hated me just for being me.
the comments we had like were like, yo, this shit is dope, but like get rid of Jamie. Like everybody was like, get rid of. There was a point where you even came up to me and you're like, yo, I don't think I should be on the podcast.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think no one likes me.
Then I was just like, shut up, you're being a pussy. Just shut up.
Yeah, but it was honest. I'm like, I think I could probably work better behind the scenes than working on the mic. But you know that shit, it went
Yo,
over.
people hated him.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like-
like never didn't even like you.
we became best pals. But again, like I've gotten hate from other DJs that I'm like, well, then I found out the reason why, and I'm like, okay, that's
what's the reason why?
What is it like? How did you get put on? Or
Get
where you come from?
One get put on and then be like, why is he getting booked and not me?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is all your problems projecting on me. I can't fix these problems for you.
I felt that too before. Like I have experienced that before as well.
I remember I don't know, Jamie, remember last year at Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
And we was talking to some DJ, and some DJ you was telling him that, never like kind of recommended me for certain venues. And this DJ asked you, yo, what made you want to help Jamie out?
Yeah. I don't know.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And what did you answer?
I was like, because that's my boy right there. You know, he needed some gigs, whatever, and I put in the good work for him. But the dude was like, yo, why would you do that?
Yeah, and there's been DJs that us three know personally that have done that shit. And it's like, why is Eddie, why is Mac, why is Neva, why is Cricket, why are they helping him? And
I've never helped him, for the record.
Set the record straight.
No, and it's like, why?
I told him I'm not helping you. Fuck off.
But there's been people that are like, why? Like, they hate me because of just me existing. I'm like, why? But it's more so on them. I'm like, I can't fix those problems for you. Like,
it'd be like that.
That's on you.
I think also, like, I am young, so I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't call them haters, but I think there's definitely some people that have looked at me like, how did you get here? Or like, how are you in this position? And I think a lot of it, I wouldn't consider it as hate, but you obviously do, as a woman and a DJ, have to prove yourself. I feel like a lot of the times, and like talking about struggles, that's definitely a struggle as far as being a female DJ, which every female hates that term. I know you guys hear it all the time, but like,
do you guys hate that? Do you hate it?
I don't hate it, but I don't like being categorized because we all have the same job. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like to be considered a female DJ. I'm just a DJ like everybody else. But I get why there's a difference in it. But at the same time, it's like, you definitely have to prove yourself.
I think it's interesting. I think women DJs, I actually, like, I don't see anything wrong with the term.
Yeah.
Just because I have so many people hit me up saying they're looking for women DJs.
Yeah.
I've never heard a motherfucker hit me up like, hey, I'm looking for male DJs. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense, yeah.
So when I'm like, when I have people hitting me up like, hey, we're looking for women, like a woman DJ that's dope or blah, blah, blah. Right. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Like these are like, these are like some of the ones I'm fucking with. I think they're dope. So I think it's important.
Yeah, I embrace it. I don't like, I'm not hating on anyone that does say like female DJ or anything like that.
I don't think it's marginalizing you guys. Like, well, they're not DJs because they're women DJs. I just think that's like a kind of a, I don't know, a better category.
Yeah, no. Well, recently I got this gig and they were like, yo, can you come do Wednesdays because we're doing like more of a ladies' night, wine and drawing or whatever it's called. And I was like, I don't think I'm fit for that. I think you, and then I recommended Jazlyn. I'm like, why don't you hit her up?
Yeah.
Because she seems more, that's more of her lane. And even with the makeup space that I be doing lately, like these makeup influencer girls, brands have hit me up. I'm like, I don't think I can fit that.
Yeah, but why don't you do it?
Because it's a makeup event for all women. And then I think it's better.
So what? What's the big
But
deal?
if they want you're saying like the optics of it.
It looks better and I I'll send a girl
like
to
you don't want to hold like a lip liner. Like,
no, it's just like, but then,
you just don't want to dress up. You don't want to like look sharp.
I do, but it looks visually, it looks better if a woman is DJing a women kind of event. It's more so aesthetically looks better. But there's been times that I'm like, never mind, I'll just do it. But I try to put girls that fit in a better situation than me as a DJ or women DJs in a situation, like the one I just explained on the ladies' night drawing and wine stuff. I'm like,
it makes sense though.
I'm like, if you're gonna have a room full of women, you should have.
You just don't want to like look like dress up or whatever, you know?
No, it's not even that.
This dude wore all pink for the Barbie
Love that.
movie.
So you participated.
What are you talking about?
Shouts to my girl.
Yo, that's fucking frightening.
No, I look cool. What you mean?
What did you get? Fashion Nova pink shit?
No, this button up that I had.
You have a pink button up?
You wore a pink button up to see Barbie?
That's crazy.
Everyone wore pink to see Barbie.
Never you want to go see Barbie?
I'm good,
I remember I told the fellas, I was like, yo, I'm at the bar. You called me, so we had like an emergency meeting. I'm like, yo, I'm watching Barbie.
Yo, when he said that, I went to go to the theater and take a picture of him.
And I was at the one we always go to, and I was just like, I think because we were having like a really serious conversation. To ease the moment, I was like, I'm wearing all pink.
We were talking about the Clint Sparks shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like all kind of riled up. I was like, you know what? I'm riled up outside of the Barbie movie wearing all pink right now, guys.
Yeah.
That's
We
crazy.
just started laughing.
I think you should do all that shit. Why not?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
I get what you're saying though. You know, like at an
like
all-women's event-
if they book you to do a Mexican independence thing and you're like, dog.
No. People have hit me up to do like a Latin event, like you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, you're better off getting like Exile or somebody.
Yeah, you better off doing that.
And
So that's why.
and then you know, like for me, like I don't like going to a Latin party and the DJ on the mic is speaking like English.
Yeah.
I love hearing.
I mean, but that's
a
different.
bilingual guy on the
That's
mic.
different than what Jamie's
No, I think
getting approached to do.
I think it's kind of the same realm. Like if there was like an Asian, like I don't know, film festival, I think they'd want an Asian DJ.
yeah,
Right.
just to kind of
It's just
relate
kind
to
of
the
optics.
situation. Yeah,
Right.
optics.
Which
You know what I'm
makes
saying?
sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense. I
Like
was-
if they hit me up to do a hip hop 50th, and I'm like, I'm not equipped to it. Call Neva instead, because he's more, you know, he knows the history far more than I do, and you fit better in this situation.
Yeah, but I also believe in there that you know you get the right person for the right job.
for sure.
So like there was a time when Yoli was like doing all this K-pop events, right?
I remember that.
And she was killing it, right? She was doing all these K-pop joints. And I'm like, yo, that's great. She's really good at it.
Yeah.
I think that's if you have someone who like respects the culture and,
Yeah.
For sure.
and pushes it forward and they really love it and they're good at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that makes fucking sense.
Right.
Like that's authentic. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm more. Yeah, I'm
so if
more.
you're at these, you know, makeup events and you're doing a great job and you know, you're like making everyone happy and you're making, you know, everyone feel good.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's authentic and I think you
Right.
can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Jazlyn and get some, you know, some styling on.
styling, yeah.
Got your shit on.
like,
you know?
girl, come with me. I need a girl's night.
Make it like a pretty
Ladies'
woman
night.
montage. Boom, 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 boom.
Mercy.
Pretty Jamie.
Well, let's bring it back because I still want to talk about this song of the summer. I've been playing what do you call it? Search and Rescue is my biggest song of the night
I remember you saying that, yeah.
with Drake.
Yeah.
That
Any
shit is-
Drake.
yeah.
Any Drake.
Any Drake?
I feel like almost any Drake hits
course.
every time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the older shit has been hitting from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Up All Night.
What's
Yeah.
that shit?
Even the best I ever had.
Even Nicki Minaj. Like
For
all
sure.
of her shit.
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
like, everything.
Yeah. Every time.
Moment of Life to like
Forward
super
Life.
bass,
Yeah.
Starship.
Starships.
all
Always
that
a
shit.
hit. Yeah.
All that cheesy shit's like coming back. But it's like we weren't even playing some of this shit from then. Mm-hmm. You said you were playing Lady Gaga and Kesha.
Yeah. Lady Gaga, Kesha.
Kesha's hitting.
Kesha.
Yeah.
Pitbull.
Of course.
What a vibe.
Katy Perry.
This is the song of the summer for 2025. This is what we're listening.
Drake's Spin About You is my biggest record, probably.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
huge.
that's a good
That's
one too.
a big one.
It's a big record.
Rich Flex.
Rich Flex. That's kind of weird.
Now,
but
yeah, but
What are we gonna do when all of this shit, when Drake goes away? Like, what are we gonna do?
Pray for.
There'll be somebody to come up to
No,
follow
I don't
him.
think there will be.
I think he's dropping the album in the next 2 weeks.
So you know what? There's a song that I haven't even brought up that I've been playing this summer.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, me.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying
I like-
it
I like
like
fuck you, man.
You were saying like Eddie Murphy. Oh, you the fuck you man.
Fuck you, man.
I see you, Eddie. I know you, Eddie. That's the way he's doing it. That's a huge song.
Fuck you, me. Yeah.
Fuck you, mean?
Yeah.
It's funny, like no one gives a fuck that this whole snitch shit.
I mean,
and all that.
at the beginning when he first dropped the album, it was like, oh, he's snitching. I'm not playing that
but
shit.
the music
Right.
was
But
good.
then,
Yeah.
they realized the fucking album was
They're
dope.
playing it in Atlanta, so I guess it's good everywhere.
Yeah.
It is buzzing. It's popping in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
So even after the Drake diss, he's
No one
still popping.
gives a fuck about all that shit.
yeah, it's like Lizzo. Like I don't play. I'm trying to steer away from playing Lizzo right now.
I'm doing the same thing also. I used to play like About That Time all the time.
yeah, it's a
I
good
still
song.
love it.
I'm scared to play it now.
That's your
It's like-
record.
I know.
Every time I see
remember
you-
I talked about that record
Yeah.
before it blew up. Like, yo, this song's gonna be big.
It's a great song.
yeah.
That's your shit.
Yeah.
You don't play that.
I'm scared to play it now. I don't know. I think Lizzo's kind of canceled right now. It's hard to
Definitely
play a song.
right now.
You know who's coming back though? Fucking R. Kelly. Because I'm hearing a lot
R.
of
Kelly's not coming
Right.
back.
I hear a lot of
I
R.
love
Kelly
that.
coming back. I'm not playing it, but I hear a lot of people playing it.
Like
So-
what? Like Ignition?
I never stopped playing
Ignition.
Ignition and Step in the Name of.
Step in the Name of Love.
Do you run any of that shit?
I don't.
I don't.
No, of
I
course
can't
not.
do it.
I can't do it either.
Is it because of what he's done?
Of course.
Yes.
Never.
I don't know. So maybe she doesn't like R. Kelly. I
No,
don't know.
faces?
she doesn't like the tone of his voice.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why she doesn't play.
But
the
like
shit.
that's hard because my parents listen to R. Kelly growing
Right.
up. So like,
We-
I
yeah,
know,
we all-
I
we
know-
all grew up.
yeah, I know the value of his music and how good of his music is. But it's like, I can't play it.
I just can't.
I think you can only play when he dies.
No,
Period.
not even then.
When he drops, no. When he
When he
drops
dies,
dead,
everybody gonna be playing his music again.
yeah. When
No,
he drops dead, you can run his
The
shit.
biggest song will be Ignition.
Because the thing is, who's gonna get that money? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where the royalties and where's all the streaming? Where's all that going? It's really just funding him right now. So when he's dead and gone, that money's going either to his family or to I don't know who the fuck.
He's still married, so maybe his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think when he's dead and gone, that's gonna be a glorious day where we can play all the shit. We can just run. You're gonna see all like R. Kelly parties and shit like that. Man.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Are you playing Tory Lanez?
I've been hearing a lot of Tory Lanez.
I'm playing a little Tory Lanez still.
I don't
Really?
know.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what's the level of what can we play and what can we not play.
So you'll play Tory Lanez, but won't play R. Kelly.
I know.
But R. Kelly was doing worse shit than
Yeah.
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez
He had
shot a female.
He did.
and
He
this
did.
dude raped little girls. Like, I don't know. What are we like?
I feel
What are you balancing that here?
Tough conversation.
It is.
There wasn't little girls. I mean, like 16.
There were 14
There's
year
little
old
girls.
I'm like this.
You know what I mean, man.
They're not babies, never. Yeah, we know.
That was so old school.
I know.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, man. When I go out, a lot of openers are playing, Broken Leg and like Ferris
Tory Lanez
Wheel.
joints? Yeah.
I still hear that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying he had a bad night. He did some
So
dumb
but
shit.
he could have killed somebody.
that's true.
I mean, a lot of rappers, Gucci Mane kill people.
You know what I miss playing? I miss playing "Say It." That song.
That's the only song I
love
play.
that record.
Yeah.
And I only play it because it's a remix that I found that I'm like, oh, this is really good.
I'm playing the original just to fill the void. And just
I miss playing "Say It" and then going into like Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
It was like a good
Great
pocket.
area.
Yeah, it's like a nice
for sure.
pocket
Yeah, definitely.
of like 50, 60 BPM, 110,
Good
120.
range.
Yeah, shit
Yeah.
that you could like kind of run. This summer, I guess there's a whole scattering. We haven't even talked about like Latin music though.
Yeah. I mean, Peso
There's no-
Pluma has been the only thing, really.
You don't seem excited about that.
I mean, because it's been here for a minute. The song's not just, it didn't come out this summer. It came out earlier, but it just playing it over and over and over. I'm just like, okay. Hey, yeah.
You know-
and I'm like,
Okay, I have a question. Do you think the Latin explosion kind of
fizzled out.
fizzled out a little bit?
What do you mean on a crossover level?
Yeah.
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Really?
No, I still think there's big fucking songs in Latin. Like
No,
when you go
in
to
Latin world,
parties.
yes.
In the Latin world,
Yes,
but I mean
yes.
like crossing
Crossover,
over. Like,
okay.
Yeah, but if you look at every genre, nothing's crossing over. Like even hip hop, there's nothing really big crossing over. And when you look at EDM, there's nothing really big crossing over.
You do
Yeah.
have a point.
To me, the most noticeable track from like dance music is the Peggy Goo, the Na Na Na.
yeah.
And that's like starting to bubble, but it hasn't even like hit crossover yet.
Yeah.
You know? But like if you look at every genre, no one's really crossing over.
But that's
Like
the,
I wanted a Biosola to be like a Peppers, but it just won't be that.
it will never be that.
That's why you're kind of frustrated with it because it's a big song, but it only hits a certain
certain
demographic.
yeah, only gets to certain
Because then
place.
everyone like, when I play Peppers, hip hop, Latinos,
Everybody knows that song. They go crazy.
everybody's just kind of like, yo, let's wild the fuck out, right? But like when you play some of these other hits, you're just kind of like, all right, like now I'm losing this crowd.
You gotta
I
get
gotta-
out of it.
I got to
Yeah.
bring them back later, you know?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, yeah.
problem that I've been having because I'll wait till the last hour to play all the Spanish shit because I'm like, okay, you guys are in here finally. Let's play some of this shit. But it takes a minute to get to that.
But you know what's hitting in the Latin shit right now is the older shit. Right now it's hitting harder, right?
What, like older shit?
Like Tego just started.
Dago always hits.
No, don't say Tego always hits.
Dago's always hit for me. You've seen that shit.
No.
Actually, no. I'm
You're
incorrect.
crazy right now.
I'm incorrect because I remember you were with me. I dropped Dago, and that boom.
West Coast motherfuckers.
And it went to sleep, and Cricket looks at me and he goes, "Get out of this, quick!"
Listen, the younger generation didn't know about Dago till maybe last year on the West Coast.
Oh, I knew about it
Yeah, you know about it.
because I was around when he was bubbling.
Yeah, but they just started it started hitting probably around that EDM remix or that Huaracha remix.
Yeah.
That came out. But then all of his shit started hitting again.
Taker was like the first reggaeton artist I ever heard of.
Dago Calderon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Evie Queen, Dago.
But all of
some
that
the
is
Looney
hitting
Tunes.
harder now.
Yeah.
Like it's even hard, like all like Yo Voy.
Your voice been hitting though.
It's been hitting. But all of that shit, Rock the Car is all hitting. Like all that 2000 shit's hitting harder now. Because like I guess there is no crossover shit.
Yeah, so it's like go back to.
But I feel like the younger gen is learning a little bit more about like the older shit.
Yeah,
Like
1000%.
Delay Don Omar has always hit.
Yeah.
But it hits even harder now.
But
Whereas
even
I
his
used to-
other shit is hitting, like Zumba and all this shit.
Zumba's hitting?
And Salió el Sol and all that shit. is
Oh
hitting.
shit.
But
Yo,
also,
Zumba, I've been like wanting to play that forever.
Pam Pam by Wisin and Yandel,
Yeah.
that's fucking hitting too.
It's funny, like all the nostalgia shit we've been talking about, it's happening with
In
like,
every
Latin
culture.
music,
Every
right?
genre of music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
for
now
sure.
we're talking about like EDM and dance music, and it's like all the old shit's hitting.
Yeah.
Everyone's remixing all the like the Euro trance and dance music from
Yeah.
the '90s, and it's almost happening with R&B, hip hop,
Pop music too.
pop music. Yeah.
But the Spanish stuff was pushed by Bad Bunny because he went back in his last album to get older artists from that mid 2000 blow up from the reggaeton era. So he went back and grabbed some of them. He had Evie Queen come out in every single one of his concerts. So he was like showcasing these people. So that's why they're like Teo Calderon was just at Baja Fest this past weekend. And when he came out, shit erupted. So, but it's like when him and Don Omar came out to do Bandoleros, it erupted. But would have happened 4 years ago? I don't think so.
No, it's true.
Yeah. So you are right.
No, like 3 years ago, I tried playing some Tego for like younger Latin crowds, and they would come to me like, "Yo, what is this?" And they would even tell me like, "Yo, this sounds like some old school."
Some
shit."
really old school.
Yeah, like I imagine it probably sounds like some Run DMC or like some Curtis Blow. Like clap your hands, everybody. Is that what?
Grandmaster Flash.
I wasn't gonna say that. No, I'm thinking more like
Fat boys. That's what it sounds like.
The freaks come out at night.
It sounds like some old ass Houdini.
no. I don't know what it would sound like. Maybe some early Rakim or some shit. But I don't think it still has a good sound. But it's just like, oh, here we go with this, backpack sounding shit. But yeah,
Oh, it sounds like backpacky. Is that what it is?
yeah. Like I was trying to see, like Dago is probably like the Nori of hip hop. Like he had some good bangers, but people forgot about Nori.
Nothing still gets played.
Well, it got played because of that song that remixed this song, that sampled this song.
What are you talking about? Oh, Billie Eilish.
The Billie Eilish shit. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's Dago's, he's an OG and he's been around for a minute, but he just doesn't get to play in the shine.
Yeah, but don't front. That's some like a new thing where it started getting.
Now
around
it
on the
is,
West
yeah.
Coast.
Because I was thinking about it, but I'm like, oh no, 2 years ago, a year ago, when you were with me, and I played it, and you're like, this is not. He's like, this worked for me and you, but get out of this quick.
Well, like you were talking about the Latin bubble like bursting.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bursting. I think it's just expanding, and it's just getting bigger and bigger, which is like better. The only problem is that I'm having this, and I've talked to other DJs. There's so much music from different genres that I have to collect.
Yeah.
That it's hard to like centralize what to play.
Right.
And that's
You know what I
probably
mean?
the
Yeah.
downfall of not having a song of the summer, really.
And yeah, exactly. And it's like I'm in so many different kinds of rooms.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is more Latin and like hip hop. And this one's like Latin EDM and a sprinkle of hip hop. And then this one's like,
And
they're all different.
Like
you
the
know?
question I have for you guys, like, because you guys have been DJing for way longer than I have,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, how do you determine that? Like, when you guys were first coming up as DJs, did you ask like, what format is this room? Because I feel like when you do that, people look at you like, oh, you don't know, then you shouldn't be here, type
No,
of thing.
you don't know how much research DJs do. Like some big DJs hit me up and they're like, "Yo, I heard you just did this room.
Yeah.
What was it like?
What did you play? What was the hot shit?
What worked?
Yeah.
What's the crowd like?
So that's what you want to do. You actually want to do like reconnaissance work.
Yeah,
You want
for
to
sure.
research, and then you want to talk to the DJs who have done that room, but you do want to talk to the owners or the promoters,
Right.
or the bookers, and be like, "Yo, so what are you looking for?"
Yeah.
And the sound guy knows a lot too.
Yeah.
The lighting guy, the sound
That's
guy,
true.
those guys are.
Yeah.
Unsung
Don't
heroes.
ever be like, "Oh shit, I should know what to play in this room."
Yeah.
Because every room is so fucking different.
Right.
You know, like even some of these R&B parties, they're like 40% R&B parties,
Right.
and 60% like ratchet turn up shit.
Yeah.
So you have to like kind of know what the fuck is going on.
You know what I just
Yeah.
noticed? Theme parties from Twitch kind of took over a lot of these parties being thrown, because it's just like when you were listening to Neva and he'll have the 45s on a Friday and then Boot Bap Mondays. And then if you go into Bella's Twitch, it was a certain theme, and then Four Color Zach.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like a lot of these like Twitch channels and Twitch DJs, they were like relying on themes for different days.
Yeah, I think that spilled
then-
over to the real world.
And and then when everything's opened up, a lot of like people liked the theme, the aspect of hearing
Yeah.
one kind of
Right.
music all night.
So it's kind of hard to centralize the hot song for the summer when everything is everywhere.
Yeah.
I do think like that listening to DJs on Twitch allow DJs to dig deeper, the B-side
The
cuts,
B-side.
or,
Right.
or just
Yeah.
the cuts that weren't like crossover shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that plays into where we are right now a bit. But yeah, I guess it's one of those things where there is. So wait, you're saying the song of the summer for you
Never.
is putting them on the floor?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'll say, I mean, I'm not, like I said, spinning these big rooms, but the song of the summer for me was Tomorrow by Glorilla and Cardi.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
That had like it had a slow rise though, right?
Yeah.
It was like hitting and then it didn't hit.
And then it
hit
started
again.
hitting. Yeah.
It's so crazy because like in New York and Miami, like probably like Taliban's would be the biggest song.
Yeah.
In certain rooms. And like you don't hear any of that shit on the West Coast.
Or in the Midwest.
Even that J Hus, the Batman Don't Dance.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge fucking record. There's just all these records that are just like so centralized in different like parties and demographics.
Because the crossover record, I mean, the song of the summer has to be the biggest crossover record in all rooms. And that's the biggest criteria to it. That you can drop Cardi B, Bodak Yellow, Young M.A., or whatever fucking song was popping that summer, and it crossed over no matter what room you played in. Like EDM DJs were making EDM remixes to these songs.
You know what? If I had to pick one record that I think works in every room, it would be Ski Yee. That works in every fucking room, and I heard it's been big in East and West Coast.
Yes.
So I
I've
would
heard
have
it,
to.
but
I don't.
I know.
I
I
don't love
heard it
that
was slow
record.
in New York, but I don't know. I could be
No,
wrong.
I heard it's hitting in New York,
Yeah.
like crazy in New York.
and it's bigger now because she's opening up for Drake at his tour.
If you look at Sexy Red right now,
Yeah.
she's probably got like 5 to 6 records. She's got the remix of like the Baby Shake Something.
Yeah.
She's got the remix to Pound Town. Right? She has Ski Yee. She has Pound Town. And then she has that other record, It Ain't My Fault. I'm looking for the hoes. Like, yo, when you look at how much she's recorded and dropped in like, I don't know, a span of when did Pound Town drop?
Like
Like
a month
6,
out
7
ago.
months ago?
Yeah.
I mean, yo, she's going to work. She's taking over.
I know.
It's almost like kind of like what happened with Ice
Yeah.
Spice on the East Coast though. Like, are you guys playing Ice Spice, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're saying that she's killing it right now.
I'm not saying
I don't think she's killing it on the West Coast, like the East
I'm
Coast.
not playing Ice Spice.
You're not playing it.
I was gonna say I think the Barbie World song works, but I don't think anything else works really outside the Pantera song.
I mean, In Her
Boys
Mood
Alive.
is like a good like ladies anthem. Like
In
a lot
Her
of girls
Mood.
like that song. I don't play it.
But it's just the chorus.
Yeah. It's not like a certified anthem. I know this is going to hit every time.
How about Princess Diana?
I like that one.
That's a big record in New
I
York.
thought that was gonna be the one, but
That's a big record in New York. Princess Diana.
I play it out here.
The
I
Nicki
get a
remix.
chance.
Yeah. That's and Delhi's huge in New York.
Yeah.
That shit is hitting hard everywhere.
I don't think it's hitting here just yet.
No, it's not gonna hit the West Coast. Well, like I get mixed reviews when I play Ice Spice on the
Yeah.
West Coast.
Yeah.
I feel like the shorties on the West Coast they're not feeling her.
No. I
Why-
don't
why
know
is that?
I don't know.
they're not that aggressive. I don't know.
No, I don't. I really don't know. I mean, she does make catchy songs, but I feel like they're not going back to like how I mentioned about purpose, like I don't know if it's means anything. It's like just a hit or it's just a cool song to listen to, but I know I'm not throwing it in my set. No offense to Ice Spice, like she's doing her thing, she's rising in the East Coast or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. I just doesn't feel like her records are something that I need to drop.
I think, remember we had Jermaine Dupri on and he was talking about like he wanted to make Welcome to Atlanta pop. So he got like the top New York rappers and the LA rappers and put them on the remix.
Yeah.
I feel like she needs to work with some West Coast and down South artists.
Yeah.
She's just too New York.
Yeah.
So if she had a record with like, you know what, the best thing that like Cardi B did for her album, she was working with 21 Savage, right? So when, her first album, she had 21 Savage, she had YG, right?
Yeah.
She had Migos on there.
She had Migos, but she had all of these cameos. And like if you look at Ice Spice, she's only working with like Nicki Minaj or like East Coast motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Little Che, right? Tajay, or what's his name?
Little TJ,
right?
Yeah.
Like she's only working with New York fucking rappers. Like she needs to work with like some like West Coast and down South motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I think like if she starts doing that, or even doing that with certain remixes, like I feel like she
like
would
put,
She could reach a broader audience.
Glovella on
Yeah.
there. Or,
if she had, like if she was just working with those motherfuckers more. But I feel like that's exactly the thing. If she starts touring, she's gonna need that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if she can't tour and go to the South and not have a South record.
Yep.
She can't go to the West Coast and not have a West Coast record.
But do you think she can do that even after attaching herself to Nicki Minaj so much?
Yeah, she has to.
Because Nicki Minaj has a bad rap, so it's kind of hard to.
Does she?
I mean, Meg
I don't know,
Thee Stallion did that.
She got attached to who? To Nicki?
When she first came out, they did
I feel
Hot
like-
Girl Summer.
Yeah, but then she got attached to Cardi, and then it's kind of she ended up in a weird place. So I think it's very cliquey.
I didn't notice any of that gossip shit with any of her records. She was working with everybody.
Meg?
But I don't know the politics of Meg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Meg
know
has a
any of
lot
that.
of politics behind her.
Really? I feel like she was just working with everybody and shit.
Yeah.
But I you know, with Ice Spice, I feel like she's there. She just doesn't. She hasn't tapped into like all the codes.
Yeah, I agree.
Because even Cardi did a song with, she did a remix of Blueface. So it's like, you kind of need to work every fucking.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
when Cardi comes to the West, she could play her YG song.
Yeah.
You know, like if she's touring for the first time, she could do that Tatiana remix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she goes down south, she could do 21 Savage. She could do fucking Migos records.
Right.
Ice Spice is like, you know,
She just got that
she's
New York sound.
She's just got to
That
really,
drill.
she just got to really have a core following, and
Yeah.
a core audience there. But she can't do like these crossover rooms where she has to like, where anyone is gonna fuck with her.
Yeah.
Jazlyn, thanks for coming through.
Thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for having
So much.
me. I'm
You were
such a
nervous?
fan.
Were you nervous about coming on?
A little bit. Like, I'm
bit?
a fan. I'm telling you guys, I listen to this podcast religiously. So thank you guys for having me on.
I don't really believe you, but okay.
I've listened for a good while now.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
At least a year.
Yeah.
She came up to me a year ago.
For sure.
Because we were talking and she's like, well, like I'm new, I don't have like much of a bio or like a resume, and I was like, nah, like we'll come on and shoot the shit.
You know what? Not for nothing, I did some research, and you had like a lot of you did a lot of interviews on.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
never did a good amount of.
And it's so
research.
funny because there's like sometimes we have guests and there's no info on them. You can't find no info
Yeah.
on about them online. So.
Yeah.
But with you had like you was on the what was that? Las Vegas Weekly.
Yeah, I did. I had a
cool
Las
on that.
Vegas Weekly feature, which was big for me as a Las Vegas born and raised,
Yeah.
girl. Like that's big girl dreams right there. A full page. I was like, what? It's crazy. But yeah, I've like I said, I do my best. I really do. So
No, I think you're on a great path. And
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
you're doing
Definitely.
dope shit.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
Yeah.
hopefully, we'll have you back on soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Jazlyn Rich.
Yes.
Thank you for coming through. If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.